He had children with other women. I have 6 children, each one with a different woman.
3?
6. If I tell you, you'll fall over backwards. I got together with him when I was 15 years old. He was constantly unfaithful to me. And even during the 2 decades I was with him, he fathered several children with other women. I have 6 children of my own now, but it actually took me a full 11 years to finally have my very first child. During those 11 years, he had a child with another woman.
Okay.
I left him, but he came after me and I decided to go back to him. I went back to him. But even so, he continued to be unfaithful to me. He kept being with other women, and when he did, it wasn't in secret, it was openly right in front of everyone. Since this is a small town, I was always seen as the poor thing. I was a poor thing who he literally didn't respect me. He could say he loved me, and besides that, I was living in an abusive relationship. So as time went by, I kept getting more and more overwhelmed, even though I liked him, because when you're in an abusive relationship, you end up liking that person and you can't break free.
Break fully free.
Then when I got pregnant with my second daughter, that's when I opened my eyes. I said, I don't want this for my children anymore. Because as a result of these betrayals, I used to fight with him a lot in front of my son. I didn't want that for him. And that's not even counting that I already came from a family with a lot of fighting, my mother and father, because of other women, and I didn't accept that for myself. So I left him while I was pregnant. I decided I didn't want it anymore, and what gave me a lot of strength were your videos, watching you. Yeah, and I'm holding on to that strength. And today, and just to wrap things up here, when I got pregnant by him, a month later, he got his mistress pregnant. In other words, my daughter is 1 month old and her daughter is 2 months old.
There eventually comes a moment when we finally open our eyes, you know? And all we truly need to do is remind ourselves daily whenever any feeling or memory of a good moment comes up, because that definitely happens, of exactly who he really is. This man right here, he is quite possibly a true psychopath, or at least someone with those very traits. It may be true that he doesn't possess the raw physical capacity to actually steal money or take someone's life, but he is undoubtedly someone who consciously and deliberately causes deep harm to others without a single shred of remorse. He does these things openly, right in front of everyone's eyes. He has the audacity to parade around in public holding hands with someone else, and he doesn't even feel the slightest bit of shame for his constant lying, his habitual cheating, and his calculated ways of deceiving those who trust him most. He already has a history of being abusive. He is the kind of guy who, as a regular part of his personal routine, will often have a mistress or multiple relationships. This person who is currently with him, the mistress who has now gotten pregnant, should really get ready, because he is going to do the same thing to her as well.
In fact, he's with her now. I left him, right? And he found someone else. He's dating another woman, actually both of them. And so he's with her in secret. But since this is a small town, every night he goes to sleep at the other woman's house and everyone knows about it, and he does it right in front of everyone. So, I mean, the same thing he did to me is happening again with her.
And it's going to happen again with the second, the third, and even the fourth time. Guys, it's really important that we look at a man's history. Hasn't he gotten tired of paying all that child support yet? This guy needs to get a vasectomy. And that's not all, right? Guys, look here. Hold on just a second. He's going from woman to woman without using protection, okay? In fact, understand this. You all need to be smarter. This guy isn't even being selective, people. Wake up. He's going to end up spreading STDs.
People only think about women and drinking. That's it.
Yeah, and that's really all they care about? Not even to go buy a condom at the pharmacy, right, girl? Not even to go get a vasectomy, right? So honestly, there's not much intelligence there. You're not missing out on much. Women who are worth it, find men who are worth it. These wonderful, genuine guys suddenly show up. They unexpectedly enter into your lives. And I want you to be fully prepared for the moment when he arrives. Above all, believing that these good men really do exist. Does that sound perfectly all right, gorgeous? I still want you to write to me and say, Juan, I met an amazing guy, the man of my life. He's awesome. Nothing like that loser I once got involved with, who was a mistake from my past, gave me my children, but now I want something different in life. And thank God that bad luck is gone.